It takes the work out of navigating a website. And I am like, this is it. Like, this is how we can finally make higher ed websites better.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Higher Ed Pulse, your Monday morning energizer covering insights and trends in higher ed marketing and enrollment. I'm Mallory Willsea, bringing over 15 years of ed tech and marketing expertise to your earbuds.
And I'm Seth Odell, joining the Pulse with my own adventures from leading marketing at top universities to founding Kanahoma, one of the industry's fastest growing digital marketing agencies.
Each week, we bring you the kind of insider insights you typically only find over cocktails with your pals at a conference.
It's fast, it's fun, and it's designed for you, the busy higher ed professional.
You're not just listening to another podcast.
You're checking the pulse of higher education.
Higher Ed Pulse is part of the Enrollify network, a robust collection of podcasts designed to help higher ed professionals like you grow. Explore our other shows at enrollify.org. Enrollify is made possible by Element 451, the next generation AI student engagement platform, helping institutions create meaningful and personalized interactions with students. Learn more at element451.com. Seth, I am T-minus 1 week away from going on my very first Alaskan cruise, and it's hard to concentrate right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited for this.
That is awesome. I have not been to Alaska, but everybody says that is the place to do a cruise because you get to see so much and from such a great perspective. I'm so envious.
I think it's going to be so cool. We've got a ton of really fun excursions planned. This has been on my dad's bucket list, I think his entire life. And we're finally doing it, And so the Wood family is going to show up in force with our Woods maple product sweatshirts on. Yes, listeners know it was our 100th year this year. And we are going to be that annoying family of 6 on the cruise, all in matching sweatshirts. But I honestly, I'm looking forward to a week off. And actually, speaking of weeks off, listeners, just a heads up, we are not publishing an episode next Monday because A, I don't trust the Wi-Fi on a cruise, but also B, it is Labor Day. And Seth and I decided we are finding our work-life balance by giving ourselves the week off for Labor Day. So you can look forward to seeing us back here on the 9th, of course. But oh my gosh, we're at the top of the episode. What am I doing? Keep listening. We've got a whole topic to cover today.
We have a lot to cover today. I'm really excited about today's topic, actually. It's really fun.
We have not talked about artificial intelligence in its own episode in some time. And
yeah,
I think it is time. I recently went back to LinkedIn and put out the call for topics. And Jacob Tolman was the first to respond and specifically asked about how to leverage AI in non-student facing roles in higher ed. And I think we're going to take that box and open it up just a little bit so we can cover some different use cases that we've been seeing and interesting implementations of artificial intelligence. But before we go into that, wait, Seth, I know before we hit record, you were telling me about some investments you just made in AI. Tell our listeners.
So my wife and I are very small minority investors in a company called Figure.ai, which is building humanoid AI robots, basically. And they're using the robots that look and function like humans. Right now, they're partnering with BMW and helping build out parts of some of their new inventory. But if you haven't, you can go to Figure.ai. It's really incredible. It's a great organization backed by some really amazing large companies like OpenAI and Microsoft and some others. And so it's been really fun to be able to follow their growth and feel like in some small way we're a part of it. NVIDIA, it backs them as well. So anyways, really great company. And so that's why this topic today I'm excited about.
Nice. So I guess the day you don't show up for one of these Pulse recordings, I'm just going to assume you've made it big with your investment.
Exactly. Then it's you never know. Then yeah. Then maybe I'm on the cruise then that time.
Life is a cruise, Seth. Life is
Yeah.
a cruise. All right, so let's talk about, some interesting things we've seen out there around artificial intelligence. And I'm going to kick us off because, as many of our listeners know, I used to work for Stoner, which was an agency that primarily did website redesigns. And so I spent a good part of my career selling and marketing to web professionals. And one of the things that we had to have at Stoner was a really good partner to impact the site search experience. And there's, some great companies out there that over the years have done that. But this is where AI can have a huge impact on marketing, recruitment, and any type of student communication, really. There are products now on the marketplace. In fact, Element 451 has one. It's called Bolt Discovery that integrate right within your website, eliminate the need for you to have some, tacked on third-party thing that doesn't integrate with your other tools, and actually allows your website users to interact with site search like they are just talking to another person. And Bolt Discovery will serve up the useful answers. It doesn't force students to navigate the complex page structures. We know how quickly these higher ed websites can balloon and how often they are filled with jargon, right? And that 18-year-old does not know what a bursar's office is, does not know what a provost is, right? So you can utilize this AI-powered search because it's got all the capabilities of LLMs. It does custom natural language processing, and it improves the relevance, the content, and it can even predict your user's intent while providing the responses in human-like ways. So it takes the work out of searching. It takes the work out of navigating a website. And I am this is it. This is how we can finally make higher ed websites better. And I'm so excited.
That's honestly incredible. I think one of the areas that's really interesting to me, we've talked in the past about websites and the challenge with the volume and breadth of information. Similarly, with an application in that area, I think is moving in the enrollment area and understanding that what people are often looking for is nuanced answers to specific situations. And right now, the way that we solve that is by training people with lots and lots of time to make sure they know all the nuances of all these different academic programs so they can address all these situations. And the time and tenure and investment that it takes to go into admissions rep can be a lot. And the conversations that I am tracking closely are the impact that AI is going to have on either not replacing, but supplementing the enrollment rep in particular. I have a person I know in a professional network group who has literally a third of their entire customer service staff. They're not in higher ed. A third of their customer service staff is AI reps, and they actually have AI reps that can speak to people already. It's today, live, you call in, you might be speaking to an AI rep. And so this work is happening and not entirely always in our space first. I actually give you all at Element a lot of credit for being really, I think, at the forefront of a lot of it. It's really just fun to think about where it can expand. So I love the website piece, and I think it fits well into expansion in the enrollment area as well.
Agreed. I mean, AI assistants like you're talking about, those have been deployed in higher ed already as well. If 2023 was the year of the AI chatbot, 2024 is the year of the AI assistant, and, helping, again, probably some non-facing student roles, or not, sorry, some non-student facing roles, but still have at the end of the day communication responsibilities, right? All still drives to the success for the student, but maybe you're not directly interacting with them, but you're responsible for the texts or the emails or the landing page content. These AI assistants can really amplify the work that our teams are doing in a fraction of the time that it could have been done before. And the ability to spread that work out to others. Like you just said, the old way of doing this is a lot of training for staff. Well, that staff member leaves, there goes all of that institutional knowledge out the door with them. Hey there, it's Mallory, Chief Strategist of Enrollify. Higher ed is facing a leadership crisis. The demands on today's college and university leaders are skyrocketing, and talent is leaving the industry at an unprecedented rate. New leaders like you are emerging, but no one is getting the proper training to be successful. Well, Enrollify is here to change that. Our new course, Lessons in Leadership, taught by Dr. Carrie Phillips, will prepare you to be a confident, empathetic, and effective leader. From systems thinking to adaptive leadership, building culture to handling difficult decisions, this comprehensive online course is perfect for new and aspiring leaders. Don't wait. The course starts September 9th, and for a lucky group of 26 students, we have the option to add interactive sessions with Dr. Phillips for personalized guidance. Visit Enrollify.org to learn more.
Yeah, that's so true. And so when we talk about what the team is doing, for us at Kanahoma on the agency side, there's a couple that I can share that are a little more like granular. I think our own execution of AI right now is very tactical. I don't know that I am like kind of up on the mountaintop, I think the way you all probably are at Element, like thinking about the more like macro impact. So for us, a couple things, like our web team uses a platform called ClassifAI right now. It's essentially it's an AI powered WordPress plugin, and it's really great for automatic content tagging and automatic image descriptions. And so, what we have a full service web department that we're a WordPress shop. We build full .edu websites. We also manage .edu websites for several partners, which is sort of like a newer thing where we are web teams for multiple universities basically. And so the ability to like scale content tagging and image descriptions is really great. Now, transparently, we still review it, right? Like we're not doing this and just like not looking. And I think we're probably a ways away before any of us feel so comfortable as to like set it and forget it with some of these AI tools. But ClassifAI is a great example where like we're not writing our own image descriptions and content tagging in many cases. We're allowing AI to automate that first. And then what we're doing is reviewing and editing. And that has saved us a ton of time. Now, it's only a ton of time in one specific task, but within that task of web management and web development, it's been a huge help. And so I think we're seeing that like sometimes AI is this broad application, and then other times it's like a really specific tool in a toolbox. And in this case, ClassifAI has been an awesome tool for us and has really helped us be a lot more efficient on the web front.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, anything that we can do to increase operational efficiency in today's world, like I am here for it. So that is great that you have found that tool. Awesome. So I gotta go check that out because I have honestly never heard of it. So my homework.
There's so many, right, that you haven't heard of. It's just like I feel like every day it's hard to keep up with. It's really interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, my last idea or thing that I'm bringing to this conversation is around the use of artificial intelligence with data. And data just continues to be one of those things that like stymies a lot of us, right? Like math is hard, like number crunching isn't fun. And especially when that information is living in spreadsheets or like all these different places, like, like you oftentimes like you need to understand like tools like R in order to like do this appropriately and actually find meaningful information and all of this data. Like, I think we often sit here and we're like, yes, we love data-driven insights. Yeah, but like, how many of us are actually doing it, right? Like,
Yeah.
Just be honest. So here's like the best use case for AI and absolutely impacts these non-student facing roles because those data team members probably are not out on campus interacting with students all day. You can become a data expert with the help of AI. If you do not have a data analyst on your team, you might not need one if you have the right tools in place. Insight tools like Element's Bolt Insights I think the big unlock here is once again, this idea of being able to talk to AI like a human with natural language. Like that's how we've been getting shit done all our lives, right? To be able to query your data, just like we're talking, whether that's, looking in dashboards or saying, hey, I need this president-ready report on these things and pull this information. Like the centralized data with the AI capabilities is going to help you tell a better story about what is going on in your world and your unit, and is going to help you uncover some of these insights that are going to maybe cause you to stop doing something or start doing something differently. Like if you don't have the data insights, then you don't have them. And you might as well just layer some AI in because it's going to help you move faster.
Yeah. I think that's super true. And I think part of it is just staying like diligent and vigilant on always trying to figure out, is there an AI related solution for the problem that I have? And what could I test and try? A couple of the other ones I would mention, one, like literally today that I've been looking at is a tool called Prom AI. And one of the things that it does is it widens images. And this is a really specific thing, but we own our own production company at Kanahoma, and oftentimes we have to take like really wide images because if you're looking to do things for web, like you need, like we call them almost ultra wides. But what happens is you end up taking really wide images, then medium images, then tight images, and it takes a lot of time on production. And what we're testing out literally this morning was the ability to take medium images and expand them into ultra wides, which if that works, and so far honestly the images I'm putting in it is, that's going to save us a ton of time on set because now we don't have to shoot the same image from so many different distances, and we can really it's less lens changes, it's more time on set. And so it's like, this could have a really big impact on our production efficiency. The other one that's really interesting is sometimes it's not a new tool, but it's how you use a tool. So I was on a retreat a couple months ago and I was talking to someone who owns a really large SEO only agency, and they just produce SEO content, and they have something like 40 full-time employees. And I was asking how they use, ChatGPT or not. And one of the things they said is they tested a lot of different ways, not using it. And what they actually ended up finding was that the best solution for them was to hire senior editors. And they're like, we went from what would have been maybe 20 content writers that were being paid by the word, and it was lower cost support, to hiring really expensive editors that had journalism experience, because what ultimately mattered was the quality of the prompt and then their ability to edit the reaction. And they're like, now we're producing almost all of our content with AI, but it's a very highly compensated editor who's an expert at engineering prompts and is very capable of cleaning up AI produced content. Like, the quality of the content is better, the SEO results are better, rather than the risk is basically that someone who maybe is a freelance writer using it on their own. That was interesting to me because it reminded me too that it's not just about a new tool, but it's about finding new ways to use it. I had not thought about that. AI would cause you to hire more senior, more experienced people to use it, actually. It kind of goes against some of the trends people think about. So those are a couple of the other ones that I'm just tracking. We do SEO here. We don't use AI in any substantive way for it, but we've looked at it and really talked about it. And so when I think about leveraging AI in non-student facing roles for us, those are just a couple that I kind of think about and keep my eye on.
I wonder if we're going to start to see a trend towards hiring these more senior level leaders, but actually putting more tactical execution based job responsibilities on them, because they're bringing the strategy and the expertise, and then they've got their team of AI assistants that are actually out doing the work. And thinking about managing AI like you manage a person. This is something I've heard our CEO talk about quite a bit. And yeah, that could have a very significant impact on the workforce, not just in higher ed, but in the world.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I think to recap conversation today, I think we talk about how to leverage AI. One, it's going to be unique to each organization and institution. But I think the things to me are think about what are the tasks that you are doing on a regular basis that you're replicating often is one. The second is think about different ways to leverage existing solutions. And then the third, I would say, is really think about your tech stack as a whole, because I think we're going to increasingly see the conversation be about AI integration, meaning AI is not going to replace a CRM. You're going to need a CRM. It's not going to replace your email delivery system, but it is certainly going to support and augment and improve it. And so, those decisions about who am I working with for what areas are only going to be more important. And so it's still a wait and see, but it's moving fast enough. There's a lot of this that we can test and try. I don't know. It's actually a really exciting time, I feel like.
It really is. And hey, you know what? We just launched a new podcast on the Enrollify network because it is such an exciting time in the world of AI. The one and only Brian Piper has just joined our creator team as the host of AI for You, which I know is it's going to become your new favorite go-to. Please keep listening to us, but you're going to love listening to Brian. If you're looking to integrate AI into your daily work, this is the podcast for you. He's focusing on ways to quickly integrate AI into your team to do things like we've been talking about: increase efficiency, find effectiveness in what you're doing, optimize your workflow, right? Take work off of your team. And he's interviewing experts and really honing in on the use of AI for us practitioners. So his first episode actually dropped last week. Go to your favorite podcast platform, look for AI for You. subscribe to the show. You will enjoy the first episode with marketing vet Mark Schaefer. And it just dropped a couple days ago, so it should be easy to find. I'll drop a link in the show notes too. But boy, we love AI here, so we had to spin up a new show on it.
It was fun. Well, thanks for the topic suggestion. I appreciate it. It's always fun when folks suggest new topics on LinkedIn. We read them all, just so you know if you're listening. We read them all, and this was a great listener-suggested topic.
Yeah, Jacob, shout out to you. We really appreciate it. And folks, if you've got ideas for future topics, we are truly all ears. We need the help. We want to know. Like,
we'll take suggestions. We're not above it.
No, we want to make sure that we are focusing on the content that matters most to you. So seriously, let us know. But Seth, these go by so quick. I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day. Enjoy your week off from podcasting.
Yeah, and enjoy your cruise.
Thank you. Yes, I'm sure I'll come back with all sorts of stories. But folks, we'll catch you in a couple weeks. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Take care.
The Higher Ed Pulse is part of the Enrollify podcast network. If you like this podcast, chances are you'll like other Enrollify shows too. Our podcast network is growing by the month, and we've got a plethora of marketing, enrollment, and higher ed technology shows that are jam-packed with stories, ideas, and frameworks, all designed to empower you to be a better higher ed professional. Our show helps higher ed marketers and admission pros find their next big idea and features a selection of the industry's best as your hosts. Learn from Brian Gross, Eddie Francis, Jenny Lee Fowler, and so many of your favorite leaders in higher ed. Enrollify is made possible by Element 451, the next generation AI student engagement platform, helping institutions create meaningful and personalized interactions with students. Learn more at element451.com.